In this particular trick, I'll show you how to delete multiple blank cells without having to do it one at a time. Now, if you have a situation like this where you have a data set with lots of blank cells, typically you find that your first instinct is to simply delete the rows one at a time, just by selecting the row, right-clicking, and then selecting delete. Well, as you can see, that can be pretty tedious, and it's not very efficient if you have lots of blanks in your data set. I'm going to undo a couple of actions here. The more efficient way is by using Excel's Go To Special functionality and selecting the blank cells. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. The first thing you want to do is highlight the range that you're working with. So here I'm going to highlight my entire table. So I've selected my entire table. Scroll up to the top. Now I'll select Find and Select from the Home tab. There's a selection here called Go To Special. A new dialog box activates, and you can see it gives me the option of selecting some cells that have a certain attribute. So for example, I can select blanks. Then I'll press OK, and now you see Excel has selected all the blank cells in my data set. At this point, I can right-click on any one of the shaded areas and then select Delete, and a new dialog box pops up and asks me, do I want to shift cells up or shift cells to the left? Well, I want to shift cells up. And as you can see, just like magic, all of the blank rows are gone. Now this particular trick is designed to do just the opposite of the last trick where we deleted blanks, we're going to insert blanks. Now how do you insert blanks easily without having to do a lot of manual manipulation like this? Clicking on a row, right-clicking, insert. Again, this can get pretty tedious, especially if you have lots of cells. I'm going to undo my last couple of actions here. Now I'll show you how to insert blanks with very little work at all. I'm going to create a new column here called Key, and you can call it anything you want. I'm just going to call it Key here. I'm going to type the number 1. Then I'm going to select a cell and then right-click on the fill handle and then fill a series all the way down until the end of the range. Click Fill Series. So now I have a column that reaches from 1 to as many rows as I have. In this case, 24 rows. At this point, all I have to do is determine how many blanks I want between each of these rows. If I want 1, I'll just have to copy this key column one time. So I'm going to select the range, all of those numbers that I just filled in, and then I'm going to copy them right below the range. And again, Control C to copy and Control V to paste. If I want 2 blanks, I'll just have to do that again. So what's the trick here? Well, the trick is I can sort by the key column. So I'll go to the Sort and Filter command, sort A to Z. And as you can see, I've got 2 blanks between each of the rows. And as you saw, all I had to do was click anywhere in the key column, and then Excel would automatically sort, keeping all the rows together. And as you can see, even though it seemed as though I was sorting only on column E, Excel automatically expands the sort to include the entire range, which includes column D. I'm going to just adjust my tab so I can see what's coming up next here.